welcome back to the top 10,000 overall rank chase series. I'm going to start here on a good note where we're looking at my score from 2 weeks ago. Just going to refresh over my overall rank, which was 104,000, and I think I said I was aiming for 90,000 coming into round 6. So if we look at my score from round 5, we see I didn't hit that. Climbed a few ranks, 6,000 ranks, so going to be ranked at 98k. Had a pretty average week. Picked Payne Haas for captaincy. That was an issue, but can't really be upset about it. It was just a game where no one really scored that well, and you can't really predict that stuff. And then elsewhere, we had John Bateman come off after like 65 minutes, so that was a bit of a shock, and I'm pretty concerned about him going forward. And Shibasaki, probably out of all the sort of centre guys here, he scored the lowest, so probably dropped about 20 points there. I wish I had to play one of these guys, but it's just so marginal making those decisions each week. And Safar 30, not great either, but still 745, it wasn't the worst, still made ranks, and it's sitting at 98,000th. I would say this week I'd be aiming to crack into the 90 or into the 80,000s, hopefully. So I've made 2 trades here, and it's actually been quite a decision. I've probably just been the past half hour just staring at the team, trying to work out what I want to do, and I think because there's quite a few different moves where I could bring in a half instead of playing Campbell at half. I'd look at Jamal Fogarty most likely, but I don't think I'm going to do that because his price is not going to be rising too high. I would assume this week, and I can always look at getting him next week. I could also look at getting Suya Wong, but I'm sort of fading him because I've got 3 Roosters players here that I feel like I'm going to be keeping for quite a while, and there's also the chance I pick up Hugo Savala in the coming weeks, which would make a 4th Roosters player, and they have a buy in round 10 where, I could potentially jump off Connor Watson if he looks like he's going to play Origin, but still having 3 players on a buy could have some red dots, there could be injuries, so I just don't know if I want to put myself in that situation with Wong. I'm also skeptical that he will be playing 80 minutes week to week. I still can't trust it, even though I probably should. I think I'm letting what happened last year with Wong affect my decision on this, but if there wasn't better options around, or equally as good options, I should say, in Toby Couchman, then maybe I would be looking at Wong. But I think with Couchman, he's a guy where he's shown that he's going to get these big minute games, especially with Emre Gula out. He looks like a up and coming guy that, we just saw him play 69 minutes for no particular reason. There was no injuries. There was extra time, so if he hadn't played extra time, it would have been 65 minutes, which is still ridiculously a lot of minutes for a middle forward to be playing. And when he is scoring at this kind of points a minute, which is 1 point per minute, I think he's pretty important to be buying. And then you've got the dual position as well. You've got the guarantee that he won't be playing Origin, I'd say, and he's already had a buy as well, so he only has 2 more buys for the rest of the season. So I'm buying him with the view that I won't need to sell him. He should be a final team keeper for me. Hopefully he could be right on the fringe, maybe 18th man, but I think we're still getting him at a discount here. And also Dylan Egan comes in. We've seen it 2 weeks in a row now where he's played a 50-minute role coming off the bench, playing about 30 minutes in the middle and 20 minutes on the edge, maybe 25, depending on when Luciano Leilua comes off. So he has scored 46 twice. He's priced at like low 20s, so if we just have to assume that he keeps this role, I can't see anyone taking it off him. He's another guy that's young. He's looking good. He's impressed in his first 2 games, and there's not really any guys chopping at his heels to make the team. So, yeah, we have to just assume this is going to keep happening, and he's going to be a guy where I see him making at least 150k from here, and someone that you can potentially start in your team as well, which is really good. So I'm going to be selling Jack Cole and John Bateman here. So I am holding Humphreys this week just because I want to loop, and I cannot actually loop with Cole. There's a loop you can put him in your half slot, but I actually don't have a wing fullback to make that possible. If I was going to put Jenkins down here in slot 5, a little bit complicated, I won't get into it, but yeah, this is what I've come to with the decision, and I'll be selling Humphreys next week to a gun. Hopefully, I've got 93k in the bank, so we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, with John Bateman, I think I've just lost trust in his minutes, and they're also going to be playing at Optus Stadium, which is in Darwin, I believe, or Perth. Oh no, here we go. Optus TIO Stadium. I think they're playing in. They're playing somewhere hot. That's all I know. And John Bateman's from the UK. He does not like the heat, and I would be not very surprised if he did not play the 80 minutes again. And I think I'm just going to sell him. I don't think he's worth 600k when he's playing less than 80 minutes, and they also have a bye next week. So yeah, I'm going to be hopping off, and this will be the team. And I've got Shibasaki in my loop slot as they play on Friday, and yeah, I'll probably if he gets over 40 points or more, I'll probably take out Dylan Egan and loop in Shibasaki. And yeah, at the moment I'm playing Robert Toya. He scored 61 against the Broncos in round 1. He's shown to be probably out of these 3 centres the one that has the best base, doesn't rely on attacking stats, and he's had the least attacking stats out of these 3. So I think he's probably due a few attacking stats. And then obviously I've got Katoga, who I just feel like has a more safer floor, which I prefer to go with in these situations. Usually I think Stafford Toa is due for a bit of a lower game, although Newcastle aren't the best. Tigers are away, and yeah, he's been on a run of scoring tries, which I don't think is going to be sustainable at centre. But yeah, I'm going to leave the captaincy on Payne Haas as well. I think coming off a low-minute game last week, I think he's going to be set for a few more minutes maybe. I'm hoping for 60 minutes, and against the Roosters, I think it will be a pretty close game. I could be wrong. They thrashed them in round 1, but I think the Roosters are going to come out with a point to prove, sort of try and get one back on them for thrashing them in round 1. And yeah, Haas is I think he's gonna play more minutes. So, and he also did score 81 against the Roosters in round 1. He was offloading like crazy, so we could see that again. But it's a very close decision between him and Cleary. I think Cleary is an absolutely fine option for captaincy, and you never know, I could swap it late, but I think with Cleary, I don't know, I was just sort of looking at their averages over the past couple of years, and I just worry that Cleary, with the form that Penrith are in, that he may not have all the sort of attacking stats that he usually does, and Penrith might try and change the style of play that sort of stops Cleary from just getting the offloads and the run meters that we're used to him getting when Penrith are always winning. So I'm going to take that risk and keep it on Payne Haas here. But yeah, elsewhere, another guy that I could have sold is possibly Tom Gilbert. But even though he's named on the edge and he's going to be playing edge, that basically guarantees him the 80 minutes, I believe. And if we look at his edge statistics, he averages in the high 40s, I believe. It's not the best sample size, but if we go over 50 minutes here, maybe 60 minutes, yeah, it's not the best, but 47.6 when he plays, an average of 71.6 minutes on an edge. And yeah, being priced at 42, I think it's definitely not time to sell just yet. And I'm going to be holding him. Just the duel's really handy as well. They don't have a bye for a while. John Bateman does. John Bateman may not be playing 80. I really think Tom Gilbert will be playing 80. He's got an incredible motor, so I'll be holding him there. Everyone else in the team is easy holds. Even Seyfarth, I'm 80 minutes in the back row for him. He's playing Newcastle, always an opportunity for a try. Absolutely holding him. It's just next week Humphreys will be going to someone and potentially someone else. We'll just have to see. And then I've also got Hubner down here. I'm a little bit worried about playing Hubner because I believe this must be Perth. I'm pretty sure it's Perth, Optus Stadium. Whether it's heat or whether it's a long flight, I just think there could be an extra element of fatigue there, and also the fact that Hubner has 4 forwards on the bench. So there's usually Jaden Sullivan's on the bench. And also Rabbitohs have been getting injuries every game, which has caused Hubner to get increased minutes. But this time there's a 4 forward bench, and I can see Hubner getting between 45 and 50 minutes for maybe like a mid-30s score, which I just don't. I'm happy to have in my emergencies, really. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. We'll have to see how we go. About 5 hours till deadline, so hopefully you've got your trades sorted. And yeah, catch you in the next one.